So let's now move to the questions. I think that gives us a broad summary of how to apply. So let's move to university selection. Sunish, how did you go about shortlisting universities?
So I chose a slightly different approach. For me, it was never about the university. For me, it was always about the courses. I
Okay.
know a lot of people are interested specifically in some universities that I have to go to a particular Ivy League or I have to go to a particular university. For me, it was always about the courses. So I've always been into criminal law. I also TA'd, or I was a teaching assistant for criminal law and law of evidence in my graduating university, in my LLB. So criminal justice system has naturally been a big part for me. Like all my internships and experiences have revolved around that. So if I had to do a degree, it needed to be something to do with criminal justice system or international criminal law. I did, like, to be frank, I don't want to study, contract law or random jurisprudence in general just for the sake of it. So
Yeah.
that was a key concern for me. So I
All right.
just literally went on Googling and looking online that where can I get a good, criminal law LLM, criminal justice LLM, criminology LLM. So I shortlisted a couple of universities.
All right.
Then a key concern came, for instance, there was a good course in the Leiden University, again
Yeah.
in Netherlands, but that particular track was only offered in Dutch. So that was completely out of the picture. Similarly, I found a good program in Germany, also offered just in German. So like language also played a factor, that Netherlands in general and Maastricht in particular is very, very English friendly. Like no person in my class, like it's an English track, so literally no one in my class is Dutch. They're all international students, so I don't have any Dutch friends, so to speak, at all, after having lived in Netherlands for over a year.
Yeah.
So the language became a factor. Obviously fees was a big factor for me. For instance, Cambridge has a very good criminal law program, but that was quite unaffordable for me, honestly, because this was a place like Europe, particularly the publicly funded European universities are very accessible. Like they are extremely accessible for their own students, but even for the international students, they are not, you know, they won't bankrupt you of sorts. So even if I didn't get the scholarship, I would have still tried to join this university, but scholarship was obviously an additional bonus that I had to join even this wretched pandemic year.
Yeah.